Hello, friends. This is Dave Hurwitz, executive editor at ClassicsToday.com, here with random reviews from the Overflow room. Yeah. And we're still working on Mahler, the king of the tam-tam. Some of you have asked me to do a video on, the 10 best tam-tam crashes in the symphonic literature. That's not an easy thing to do because there's some real whoppers that we could talk about, but I'm thinking about it. Maybe we will do it at some point. So, what do we got here? We've been working on Mahler 1s, and we've got a lot of them. Well, I've got some more, but then I think we've got a lot of Mahler 2s. Just as good. So what do we got here? Oh, there's Mahler 1. Yep. San Francisco Symphony and MTT. This cycle, if they'd only captured it 10 years earlier. First of all, the SACD sound was never fabulous. It's okay, but there's a certain intangibility to it. And second of all, Tilson Thomas was just fussy when he did Mahler. I remember seeing him do Mahler 1 live at Carnegie Hall, and he was always exaggerating the difference between forte and fortissimo, for example. Enough so that it was really noticeable. The fortissimos were great. They would really blast it. Then forte, all of a sudden, they'd really pull back. The cymbal player would go crash and then crash. That kind of exaggeration isn't really helpful in Mahler particularly. The differences are there, yes, but they're not supposed to be so grotesque as to draw attention to themselves and to take away from the general welter of fabulous sound that Mahler is summoning up. And you hear that here. You do. I mean, that's the thing that annoys me about the performance. Otherwise, it's a very good performance. It's really well played. There's nothing demonstrably wrong with it in terms of the orchestral execution, but the sound isn't as tangible as it needs to be, and Tilson Thomas just is starting to micromanage just that much, too much, in excess. And that's the way it goes. Then we've got Symphonies 1 and 9. 1 is the Teldec number 1 with Zubin Mehta in the New York Phil. I mean, he recorded Mahler 1 at least 3 or 4 times. Like I said, his best, I said videos ago, his best was with the Israel Phil on Decca, which is wonderful. But this New York Phil one is also excellent, beautifully played, better than his Sony one for sure. You get the Songs of a Wayfarer with Håkan Hagegard, and he sounds terrific. And then this Mahler 9 with Mazur, which is one of the best things he ever did in New York. It's a wonderful conception. It is fantastically well played, beautifully recorded, a total surprise, frankly, given Mazur's usual not terribly interesting demeanor. So that one really surprised me. Yeah, this is the Great Recordings of the Century reissue of the Barbirolli Mahler 9 with Berlin, which everyone tells the story, the backstory. Barbirolli conducted in Berlin. They were so thrilled that they demanded that he come back and record it with them, and so he did. And it's a disaster. It's boring. It's slovenly. It's indifferently recorded. The climax is in the first movement, and the other 2 movements, the scherzi, go for nothing. The finale is lovely. Yes, the finale is very beautiful, but the string playing is good. I mean, how can it not be? It's the Berlin Phil. Back when Karajan had them, this was in 1964, right when Karajan had done his iconic Beethoven cycle and some other things. But as a Mahler 9, no. If you want to hear Berlin and Mahler 9, you got to get that second Karajan recording, the live one, which is marvelous. So that was great. Then we've got the Klemperer Mahler 2. Definitely one of the great Mahler 2s. I wish it were better recorded. I really do. But Klemperer was definitely on when he made this recording. The playing isn't perfect. It never was with Klemperer. But you've got the forward wind balances and the interesting tempo relationships, and it's just fine. I mean, really, let's not get too crazy about it. It's excellent. Then we've got the Mahler 1, Titan. The tone poem in symphony form, the original version, which is really fun. This is with the Norrköping Symphony Orchestra and Ola Christian Rudd. Really quite fine, along with the piano quartet in A minor from 1876. You've got Blumina where it ought to be. The orchestra is not entirely fabulous. They sound a little undernourished in the string section. This is on C-Max, by the way, but they're very well recorded. And it's fun to hear this original version. It really is. Once every 300 years or so, and then having heard it, we can throw it away and listen to the final version that Mahler did, which is like totally better. It really is bigger orchestra and more confident and clearer in all of its bits. But what the hell, once in a while, you pull that out and give it a shot. Mahler 2. Heather Harper, Janet Baker, Bavarian Radio and Klemperer. Live. Yeah, well, there are a bunch of live Klemperer and Mahler 2s. None of them are better than his studio recording. None of them, and not this one. They all have so-so playing and so-so recording, sonic issues here and there. But, Klemperer doing Mahler was always a thing. So I hung on to this. He had that Bavarian Radio series on EMI, which is long, long out of print. So, kiss it goodbye and don't worry too much about it. Then we've got the Tenstedt Mahler 2. Now, there are 2 of these. This is from 20 February 1989. I think this is the better of the 2. I have to be honest with you. I don't remember. I have to go check because they were both quite good, but one of them was stupendous and one of them was a little bit less so. This is with the London Phil on its own label. And it's with Ivan Kenny and Yard Van Ness. And I'd have to go check the reviews on that because I'm so bad with dates and whatnot. But one of these live Tenstedt Mahler 2s was extraordinary, and you can go back and look at the reviews to find out which one. And so I hung on to all of them, of course, but there you go. Oh, this is a real sleeper. Mahler 2 with Edo Devart and the Netherlands Radio Philharmonic. This is first class. Exciting as hell, really well recorded, wonderfully sung by everybody. It's got Birgit Remmerl and Charlotte Margiono. There's a lot of good Mahler in this Edo Devart Mahler cycle at RCA. They should have reissued it on like a budget thing, but I suspect that they licensed it and don't have the rights any longer. It's distributed by BMG, it says, you see. So I'm not quite sure who actually owns it, but this is exciting. Edo Devart was a very good Mahler conductor. He was most of the time. Then we've got, another reference recording, the Bernstein Mahler 2, the DG remake. Finally, he got everything he wanted out of Mahler 2. I mean, I was at these performances, all of them. And then when he redid it, after Tenstedt canceled his Mahler 4, and he came back and did a bunch more of these. Whew. Some of the greatest stuff you've ever heard in your life, period, exclamation point. It is live. It's very well recorded. It's exciting as hell. It's slow and big and grand. It is the event that this symphony must be. And I just love it. Love it to death. That's why I hung on to a few extra copies. You never know, I mean, your overflow room could collapse and flood any day. So you have to have some upstairs, some downstairs, some in the garage. You keep it everywhere. Then this is the Neumann Czech Philharmonic cycle. This has some really good performances and some really strange performances. 1 is good, 2 is quite good, 3 is digital, early digital. It's very, very exciting. It has that weird brass thing where they're playing in parallel fifths for some strange reason in the development section of the first movement, but who cares? The 4th is good, 5 is a miss, 6 has the metallic hammer blows that go plink instead of thud. But it's a good performance of the 6th, except for the plink. The 7th is just dreadful. The 8th was also digital, was issued as a twofer with the 3rd, and it's also quite good. And the 9th, well, not so much. And that's it. But you've got the Czech Phil, and, I collect them. I don't need to justify that, do I? Anyway, there's a pile of Mahler. We got another clump coming soon. Keep on listening, friends. Thanks for joining me. Take care.